The NFL is sleeping on a superstar named CJ Stroud. I'm not going to let some rumors and supposed test results to persuade me from what my eyes tell me. And that is that CJ Stroud is QB1 in this draft class. It's safe to say that some people are kinda upset with me for saying that. So let's call this part 2 to why I wouldn't pick Bryce Young first overall. Explaining not why I wouldn't take Bryce Young, but why I would take CJ Stroud over Bryce Young. And I'm not going to do that by taking his highlight film. No, I'm going to dive deep into CJ Stroud's toughest games and worst performances, answering the questions and the angry comments from none other than the BLV comment section. So here we go. Before we get started with the film, I think it's important to understand how good these defenses were that CJ Stroud was facing. CJ Stroud in these two games was facing the best defense in all of college football in yards per play in Iowa, the only defense to allow under 4 yards per play allowed, and Michigan, the 6th best defense in yards per play allowed in the country. In terms of his statistics in those games, Stroud versus Iowa threw 4 touchdowns, 1 interception, 286 yards, and versus Michigan, 349 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Now that you have that context, let's break down the games. The biggest question about CJ Stroud's game entering the NFL is how he performs versus pressure. So let's begin with his worst play versus pressure at the beginning of this Iowa game. Nice stunt by Iowa. They hit him, sack fumble, touchdown. Can't get any worse, right? Well, when you actually look closely at this play, CJ Stroud, as he sees the pressure coming, which, by the way, beautiful stunt, not picked up by Ohio State, the great offensive line of Ohio State. CJ Stroud is looking to throw the football, but there's a reason he doesn't throw the football. There's a reason he doesn't throw it. As you can see, the middle linebacker, who might be the best in this draft, is lurking right in the middle of the field in order to pick that football off. So CJ sees that as there's pressure bearing down in his face. He could throw that if he wanted, but it might be picked off. So he decides to tuck it. And when he decides to tuck it, he just isn't able to hold on to the football. It was instant pressure. And some people may say that Bryce can quickly get away from that pressure. I wouldn't argue against that. But there's also a possibility that Bryce gets hit, popped, and he gets hurt. But there's also the possibility that he gets away from it. Now, second play versus pressure. CJ Stroud gets outside the pocket, moves away from the pressure, puts it where only his receiver can get it. Third play versus pressure. This is a third down here, up 16-10, and incomplete pass. Doesn't look like a very good throw, but there's a reason for that. Why did this happen? It's not really because of the pressure, it's because of the coverage. Iowa was a very good defense, as I already stated, and it's because they married their coverage and their pass rush. Press coverage on the slot receiver, that's where CJ wants to go with the ball versus man coverage, and he just simply doesn't break on his route fast enough. The timing is off, and that results in an incompletion. It's not a bad pass, it's not a rushing versus pressure, it's simply just the receiver lost the route, and you can't really do anything about that. Sees pressure coming right there from his right, clearly pressure coming from the opposite side, and he just dumps it down to his running back, gets some extra yards as most pocket passers would. Now it's a 3rd and 7 in the red zone. Here, Iowa is sending a heavy blitz. Everybody's coming on this play. CJ sees it. He identifies his matchup with Marvin Harrison Jr. on the left. That's where he's going to go with the football. It's a good process here, just not the result, right? Not the result that you want on that play. Blitz is coming. CJ has to get rid of the football. And Harrison hasn't broken out of his route yet. And just unfortunate, a little bit short on the throw. Not the best play by CJ. Could be a little bit better by both players, Harrison and Stroud, on that play. Stroud, play action. There's a guy coming right in his face. He avoids that player, and he gets picked off by, again, the #1 linebacker in the draft, in my opinion, possibly, or at least in the top 3 by most people. An incredible play by him. I mean, that was Luke Kuechly-like. I don't really know what to say about that, but this is not a good play by CJ Stroud. It's not a good decision. There's no way around it, okay? But this is part of the reason why I feel like I like CJ Stroud more than Bryce Young. And the reason is his offense didn't really do him a lot of favors when it comes to his system. As you can see on a lot of these plays, everyone is covered. Like, on this play, he has pressure in his face. He avoids it with great pocket movement ability, which you love to see. I think he's excellent in that regard. He reminds me a lot of Joe Burrow there. He moves, he steps to his left, he resets his feet perfectly. This is going to be an accurate pass, but he just doesn't see that linebacker, which is his fault. And as we'll see in this game, he actually learns from his mistakes a lot. Underestimates that linebacker's athletic ability, he is a freak in coverage, and he picks it off with one hand. But obviously nobody open on that throw, pressure in your face, trying to make the right play. Maybe there you take the sack or you just throw the football away if you can. Not the best decision overall, but not all CJ Stroud's fault. 3rd and 5. So 2nd and 13. Again, another little play action play. Blitzer coming right up the middle. And Stroud sees where he wants to throw it to his slot down the seam. Makes a perfect ball with the guy coming into his face, which is something we didn't see from Bryce Young. Right in stride. Right with perfect touch before that safety can get him. Again, watch this football and watch the pace on the ball and the touch on the ball. A perfect ball layered right over the coverage and right before that safety is able to interject on the route. Here once again, another play action, pressure in his face. He just makes a subtle move to the right. This is what a lot of people miss with pocket quarterbacks. Just subtle movement. So he moves subtly to the right. He resets his feet. He throws a perfect ball over 3 people, at least 2, right in the hands of Marvin Harrison Jr. Great catch as well, but I mean, just an absurd throw on that play. Absurd throw. Watch this throw. I mean, over 2 people. That's what I'm saying, though. How many times do you see Bryce Young make those type of throws in his offense? Usually people are way more open than that. I know that Ohio State had better receivers, but they didn't have a better scheme. There is no chance you can convince me of that. 1st and 10. Here, we're continuing with the pressure theme. Stroud has time, and now time runs out due to coverage. He buys some time, which a lot of people don't think he can do. Then he finds his guy in the flat for a 1st down and more in the 4th quarter. This is where you see him start to add some mobility to his game versus the pressure and loosening up. You can see he can do this stuff. Like, he can avoid pressure. He can throw the football away. He can move and find that extra receiver. He can avoid a rusher on the edge. But he is showing you that he can do this. A lot of people say that he can't do this. He does do that, right? He avoids the edge rusher on the move, getting outside the pocket, trying to make a throw across his body. And another good play by the defense there to break it up. But the game was basically over by that point. So, I mean, even if that's picked off, it doesn't really matter in the large scheme of things. So now let's get to the Michigan game. CJ Stroud, again versus pressure. He wants to hit this screen to the right side. It's not there. He actually pump fakes, and these defensive linemen bite it. And then he tries to buy extra time. This is something that people say he can't do. Gets around the edge, continues to move, and then at the last second decides to take off for a few yards. This is a guy that doesn't want to run. I mean, he could scramble a little bit, but he doesn't really want to run if he doesn't have to. He looks down the field. He tries to find a receiver. Now, this is something that, again, a lot of people say he can't do, which is move and throw. So here, trying to move, and throw. Finds his guy, avoiding a rusher there, too, athletically. This is not just a statue, okay? A guy's in his face, he jumps around him. I believe that's a defensive back, so that's not a slow human. And then he throws that accurately along the sidelines for a few yards. Here again, pressure coming up the middle. He moves to his right subtly, finds his receiver. Here, 2nd and 9. Okay. Again, nobody open. Moves to his right, throws on the move. Great ball for a gain of 7, I believe. 6 or 7 on that play. Perfect placement where the DB can't undercut it. And Stroud again showing you that he can avoid rushers and avoid the pressure. Something that people say he can't do. So let's just look at it again. This is Michigan, okay? This isn't some bum school, all right? Perfect throw, on the move, avoiding pressure. This is something that people say he will struggle with in the NFL. But again, he's a primary pocket passer. This is not something he wants to do, but just proving that he can do it. Now let's get to what I really love about CJ Stroud. The power, the anticipation, the accuracy, and the touch. Here, 2nd and 6. Outside the numbers throw. Only where his receiver can get it. Away from the coverage. Right on the money. You'll just see him connect consistently. On time. Perfect touch. Perfect accuracy. Over and over and over again. Outside the numbers once again right there. How many throws did we see Bryce Young make outside the numbers? You let me know in the comments. Here's the 3rd play. Looking through his progressions. Going to the right. Back to the left. Here. Keeps his feet in perfect position. Right where the ball needs to be. I mean, perfect. Perfect. How can you get any better than that? I mean, Tom Brady couldn't get any better than that. Okay? Watch again. Progression. Looking from his right. Apparently this guy's dumb. Okay? Looks to his right. Looks over the middle. Looks back to the left. Throws. Always in the pocket. Always square. Always in perfect position. Not with his feet all cockeyed. I mean, how could you get better than that? Okay? Another perfect throw. CJ Stroud. Subtle movement to the left. Just feeling the pocket. I mean... how do you describe that one? Watch this throw. Watch this throw. Okay, yeah, good protection, right? But he just moves a little bit. This guy is covered. Okay, this guy is NFL covered. This is tight coverage. This guy is not open. The throw is what makes him open. I want to go back to this. This throw is what makes him open. This is Joe Burrow. This is Peyton Manning, okay? This is perfect. You can't get any better than that throw. And it looks like he's handing the ball off to his receiver right there. That is all the throw. It's not the receiver. People say it's his receivers. It's his passing ability. It's his touch. It's his accuracy. Again here, stays in the pocket. I just love the way he sets his feet. Here, a perfect throw over the coverage. Hand there. The guy's not open. The throw makes him open. Okay? That's the difference. People think these guys are open. This is not open. This is a throw that makes your receiver open. Okay? Look. Is he open? I don't think so. Look at how nice this throw is. Deep post, down the middle of the field. I didn't see one throw like this from Bryce Young. I mean, come on. In stride. He didn't even have to break stride. Okay? It just keeps going, man. You can watch. This is against the best defense in the country, according to yards per play. Now, this is against Michigan. I mean, off his back foot, under pressure, perfect accuracy, right in the gut. Watch this, where this ball goes. He's not open. Hey, Marvin Harrison Jr. is great. He's not open. He wins this jump ball, basically, in contested coverage, but it's because of the throw. If that throw, this is like Aaron Rodgers. The best way to put it is, this is Aaron Rodgers to Davante Adams right here. This is Aaron Rodgers to Davante Adams. Off his back foot, not even in a good position to throw. He's leaning off platform, and he has the arm strength to get that ball right into his gut. Perfect throw where the DB can't get it. The receiver uses his body to box him out and catch it. Perfect play by both players. 3rd and goal. Now you see just a crosser. He looks to his right, just subtly. He sees Marvin Harrison is double covered down the seam. Comes across to this slant. Another perfect throw. I mean, you can't get any better than these passes that he's putting right on receivers here. So he looks just over to the right a little bit to get the coverage to move that way. Then he comes back across the middle. I mean, the DB has no chance. These are indefensible throws. It doesn't matter who the receiver is, as long as he can catch the ball. Now here again, a little bit off balance. He has the arm strength to make that ludicrous throw. I mean, look at that throw. Look at this. The guy is not open. I love Marvin Harrison Jr. He's going to go in the top 5 in the draft next year. He's not open. This is great coverage. The hand is right there in his face. I mean, how can you get... That is insane. I don't know how people are missing this. And then you watch him at the combine with him doing this at the combine. Look at this. I mean, he's off balance. He's not even set. He's under pressure, which people say he's not good against pressure. Okay. Pressure coming. The guy got ran over at guard right there. I mean, oh my gosh. Are you kidding me? I'll take that guy 1st overall. Let's continue. You won't see a throw that nice on Bryce Young's tape. I'm sorry. 2nd and 3 here. Okay, another type play, action play, which he's good at. I'd love to see him with the Raiders. And right there, just, I think that kind of showcases his anticipation. The receiver comes back to the ball, and he just threads it. I mean, just really good arm strength on that throw. And this is just one-on-one. Like, this is CJ Stroud. This is the Ohio State offense. It's CJ Stroud. You throw this ball as hard as you can into a tight window every play. Thank you. That's what he does, okay? It's not angle routes to the running back. 1st and 10. We got a blitz coming from Michigan here. Stroud has enough time. I mean, come on. I mean, come on. I know that Marvin Harrison is good, but are we kidding ourselves here? Watch this throw. Watch this throw. Setting his feet. He knows the blitz is coming. He's got one-on-one with his best receiver. And this is the offense. Okay, throw a goal ball versus our biggest rival with the game on the line. Okay, just do that. 3rd and 7. This is the offense. We're not going to give you a little check down. CJ, you got to throw this ball 15 yards over the middle. Okay, let's do it, coach. Right in stride, down the middle to the 15-yard line. Game on the line, losing by 11 with 8:38 left in the game on a 3rd and 7. Just easy. Easy throw. Right in the basket. Here, I just want to show you that he can throw on the move here on a design boot. This is something that they did in big plays and big situations, designed plays to get 1st downs. 4th and 2, he's wide open. I'm not going to say it's like a phenomenal, it's perfect throw. It's a perfect placement, but it's not tightly contested. But just showing you that he can do this sort of stuff, because I don't know why, but there's a misconception that he just stands there and throws the ball from the pocket. But no, they actually had him on the move. Now, 4th and 1. Again, this is for, I believe, a touchdown here to Marvin Harrison. Nice route by him, but he's not really that open. And Stroud puts it only where he can get it for a touchdown. Just a great throw on the move. Going to his left, by the way. Great throw. Here, it looks like a handoff. I mean, this is what? How long is that throw? Look at where the ball ends up. It's like, even the bubble screen game is deadly with this guy, because the ball is like handing it off a foot away from you. It's the placement of the football. Just like, watch the placement of the football every single throw that he makes. It's on the money. It's like a robot. Look at this. It's a robot. This is perfect accuracy. People want to know why he lost to Michigan. This is why. 4th and 2, game on the line. Oh, perfect pass, but a drop. Tough. Good coverage, good defense. But, man, should be able to make that catch. Perfect pass. Right here, 1st and 10. Up by 7. Throw across the middle. Drop by his best receiver. Perfect pass. Right in his hands. In between 2 people. Drop. That's a drop. Sorry. Love you, Marvin Harrison. That's a drop, man. Okay? And CJ, being the competitive guy he is, obviously disappointed here. And once again, pressure in his face. Off his back foot. Great offensive line, right? Michigan all up in his face. Perfect throw. Off the guy's hands, incomplete. That's a drop. Okay, bubble screen. Perfect pass. Out in front of the receiver to make him create yards after catch without breaking stride. Moving forward. That's how you gain momentum, gain acceleration. Drop. 3rd and 4. 9-yard line. Down 11. Game on the line. Only have so many opportunities. Pressure once again against the great offensive line. Throws off his back foot. Perfect pass. Tight end drops the ball again. Perfect pass. Has it in his hands. Drops it. That's another drop. So you want to know why he lost to Michigan? Well, that's why. Okay, and to finish it off, I just want to show you the 2 interceptions he throws versus Michigan so we can clarify that clearly the box score doesn't indicate how well he played. But as we already showed, the drops, here are the interceptions. Down by 15 with 4 minutes left. He's just trying to make a play. Unfortunately, he gets picked off. And his 2nd interception of the game, another good pass that's dropped by the tight end for the 3rd time in the game. And they're down by 22 points. It gets intercepted off of the hands of the tight end. So those are the drops for picks. I hope you now understand what I love about CJ Stroud. I get why people love Bryce Young. It's fun to like the ad-libber, the playmaker. But I personally love the explosive passer with elite accuracy and touch. The smooth distributor with nearly robotic consistency throwing the football. CJ Stroud has the floor of a very solid facilitator. And the upside of adding movement to this already deadly passing ability without the question of size. Between Bryce and CJ, Stroud's game is easier to see succeeding in the NFL, especially when you consider the simplicity of his offense versus Alabama's, and how in his supposed worst games, his team failed him versus Michigan, and his system failed him versus Iowa. And he played better versus Georgia than Bryce ever did. But what do I know? I'm just some YouTube hack. So let me know your opinion in the comment section below. It's Mitch. Thank you for watching this video. Subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.